Finally this week, the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. And again, this is sort of like Gaza, at least in the sense that there are immediate losses of life to deal with now, but also a lot of knock-on effects. With Ivory Coast and Senegal closing their borders with Liberia and Guinea to try to stop the spread, regional trade is being shut down. Now, the World Bank has pledged $200 million to fight Ebola, but it also predicts the outbreak could wipe a whole percentage point off of Guinea's growth. Shihab Ratanzi sat down with the president of Senegal, Macky Sall, to discuss the crisis.
Ebola est une maladie qui a une propagation exponentielle.
Ebola is a disease that spreads exponentially, so it is important that the international community participates and contributes, first of all, at the level of research, but also at the level of resource mobilizing in order to come to control this pandemic.
And that's very interesting because there is a sense that the international community has not mobilized on Ebola because they feel it's an African disease. The pharmaceutical companies think there's not much money in a vaccine or a cure. Do you think that they are doing enough in the West to try and combat Ebola and research into a meaningful way to prevent Ebola from spreading?
Oui, je pense que la réaction de la communauté internationale est assez faible.
Yes, I do think that the response of the international community has been fairly weak so far. We are pleased with the pledge of $100 million recently announced by the World Health Organization. However, that is not sufficient given the spread of the disease, and the international community should not make the mistake to consider this as an African phenomenon. The world is now a global village. There's traveling by plane, by sea, and other means. We should not believe that just by closing the borders and preventing flights that will go ahead and control this pandemic. Just realize what would happen if a single case is discovered in the U.S. or in Europe, what that would have as an impact on the world economy. So we should not consider this just as an African pandemic, and the world should actually treat it the same way it did with the H1N1 virus, which was started in Asia. So unless the international community handles it in the same fashion, there will not be very effective fighting.
As far as the day-to-day management of the outbreak of Ebola is concerned, how much coordination is there between the West African nations affected or potentially affected? Is there a daily mechanism of information flowing between countries?
Oui, nous avons d'abord en Afrique de l'Ouest ce qu'on appelle
There's representation of the World Health Organization at a regional level. They are working in collaboration with the regional health body, and they coordinate efforts for the 15 countries of the region. If you look, for instance, at the case of Senegal, there is a system for early detection at the level, for instance, at the airport, so that they can figure out and find out if people who are coming in are affected. And this is valid in all the countries in the region. There may be a need for more information sharing, and there is definitely a need for those countries to be assisted in the efforts that they make.